Howdy Tankers. Today we have some games with the Sturmgeschütz 3G, or Stug. This is the Tier 5 German tank destroyer. It is quite mobile, good traverse particularly, so it's very hard to circle. It has very poor armor, decent camo. It's got a nice 75mm, very fast-firing gun. The rate of fire is 10.53. And here I am playing solo, and I have a camo net here, so and I'm quite far from the enemy. I've learned to always try to play as far from the enemy in this tank as possible. It is not a frontline tank. I am not spotted, and you can see I'm putting shots in. This gun has decent penetration, 150 with regular AP, 194 average penetration with APCR. And it's got pretty good accuracy, 0.33 dispersion. So you can put shots in even at long range and do quite a bit of damage. If they let you keep firing, you are a huge threat. But your tank is quite vulnerable. Now I've been spotted. I take a hit. I try to turn quickly and try to get back under cover. I certainly do not want to be the subject of focus fire in this tank. I will die very quickly. The tank is a very thin, especially frontal lower plate, which houses the transmission, so you easily get engine fires in this tank. Here he pokes out. I punish him for that. He puts a shot into me, and see how the accurate gun fires very effectively. Now this T-14 has moved up, and I put a shot into him, but I am low health here. Fire once again. I turn to try to bounce a shot and actually succeed in doing that. That's a rare event, but you can occasionally do it at the right angle. But I'm not going to be able to do it again. So I get taken out. I'm going to fast forward the rest of this battle. We end up winning. Good game for me. Second class medal, excellent damage. Really set the rest of the team up for success. Here's another battle. This time on Lost Temple. I am heading up to Temple, but then I realized that the rest of my team is pretty much heading over toward the river valley, and again, this is not a tank to play solo. You want friendly tanks between you and the enemy as much as possible. I'm flanking around the side here. And they let us go all the way around. Some stuff on the left that I pay attention to, but then we see that there's an AT-7 coming in. I switch to APCR, and you notice that even though this tank is very, very well armored, and I'm only a Tier 5 tank, I can get through his side with APCR. He's turning his front toward me, and I aim in on his cupola. Nice, accurate gun. Second shot into the cupola. Third shot into his cupola. And one into his side. You notice that I was only spotted at the very last minute there, so he was being shot by a tank that he couldn't see. Switch back to AP. I noticed that there's some action going on the left flank here, so I head over there. I want to stay in the back, so I don't head up that middle course. I go to the back river valley. Be nice to be able to fire from back here, but there are no shots, so I'm gonna have to move up and make myself vulnerable. Put a shot into this Tiger 1. We got a Panther M10 playing around in here. I want to give him as much support as possible until he dies. Fire there. Try to pull back and angle my armor, but fail to do that. and I am holding. I want to wait until I have other friendly tanks moving in here, otherwise I would die quickly. When that starts to happen, I pull up, but unfortunately this tiger was pointing toward me and snapshotted me. Got a frontal shot into my lower plate, which resulted in an engine fire and took a lot of hit points from me. So I want to wait until they are distracted. They're both pointing the other way. I'd really like to take out this Tiger 1. Put one shot into him. See the nice rate of fire on this gun. And he's dead. One last enemy tank. You see I'm aiming in on a very tiny point. And I hit. And that's the game. This was a first class medal for me, 1700 damage. Excellent game. Now here I am platooning with Nickel and Dime. This is just after update version 2.5 comes out, so I have some nice fancy new camouflage on my tank. He's playing in the Panzer IV Anko Special. It's within the first couple of days of the contest for that tank. So he's playing around in his, and there are a bunch of other players with Anko Specials messing around out there with their new tanks. I'm up here on the hill and they are strongly contesting it, so I am trying to stay behind friendly tanks, trying to support my teammate and get as many shots in to these circling mediums as possible. And with this very high rate of fire, if I can keep doing that, I can punch out a lot of damage. Whenever tanks are not paying attention to me, that's where I want to be. Now I have been spotted and I'm taking fire from the other side of the valley, so I immediately get out of town and advance forward where I can't be fired at from behind. Now this is a perfect situation. I can fire at this T1 Heavy. He is not spotting me. I am behind this big bush and well behind it, so I gain the advantage of it even when firing. Now, speeding up the rest of this battle, there's only one enemy tank and I do not manage to hit him. You'll notice, however, that the Stug has excellent mobility, great traverse, so you can use that very effectively. Second class medal, good damage, etc. Now here's one on Winter Malinovka. I'm platooning with Alexander Cheng. He's in his Panzer III/4. We've tried to get people to go up to the windmill, and I am looking for spots and sniping shots from up here, but unfortunately this Su-85 thinks that he's the only tank in the game and is entitled to push any teammates just out of the way. He's going to be a pain in the butt later on in the battle as well. Alexander's wondering where his support is, and I decide to head up here and try to help him out. I rush a shot there and don't get it in, but with this tank, it has such a good rate of fire that you can afford to take those snapshots. Got a couple of mediums coming up in here, trying to take out Alexander. I am trying to give him as much support as I possibly can by wiping out at least one gun, looking for any shots that I can in between these two mediums that are harassing him. Somebody takes out one, looking for a shot. Here's this Su-85 who drives right in front of me. And I take out my annoyance by shooting the equivalent enemy tank. Have to advance. Here's a Hetzer. See how this tank has excellent aim time. Aiming time is only 1.7 seconds, so the gun is very responsive. You can see they are focused here on this Su-85, who has been somewhat useful by driving up and being a target, even though he's not going to turn out to have done a whole lot of damage in this game. Big surprise. I advance to this Hetzer. He puts one shot into me, kills my driver, but I have a much faster reload than him and take him out. Now I'm going to do some sniping across the way, and this is an excellent sniping tank. This Japanese tank is moving across, and I've got a couple of shots into him. I failed to lead properly, and so I miss a couple of shots due to dispersion with turning the hull. Now we've got 6 kills. There's an AT-2 left. I'd like to use my binoculars to try to spot for him, expecting that he is somewhere in a sniping position back near spawn. Don't spot him. I signal to capture the base. I'd like somebody to do that, and in fact somebody has done that, so good job, team. And the AT-2 is spotted. I move up to where I can fire across the map at him, and I've got side shots. You notice that I am penetrating pretty easily side of this heavily armored TD, even with regular AP ammo, and see the nice rate of fire on this tank. And somebody takes the last shot. So first class medal, 2600 damage, not bad for a tier 5 game. Hope you liked the video. Please like and subscribe.